Hi, my name is Martin. I'm with the Security Policies team, and in this demo, I would like to show you a new feature that we've developed for pipeline execution policies. By default, variables in pipeline execution policies are enforced with the highest precedence to ensure that the policy jobs cannot be bypassed. However, in some cases, project teams may be required to provide specific inputs to properly execute analyzers. So, for example, for container scanning job, the project team has to specify which container should be scanned. And for this reason, we are extending pipeline execution policies with the new option variables override, which allows the policy to be configured in a more specific way, and we can decide whether we want to allow or disallow override and any exceptions to the rule. So let me show you how it works. I've prepared a demo project where we have a simple project job with a project variable. Then we have a policy, which is inject, and in this policy, we are defining a policy variable. We are including a few scanning jobs for secret detection and SAST, and we have a policy job which prints the value of our policy variable. So to start with this new variable option, we can click on this new toggle, and this adds the new option into the YAML. And from here we can configure it. We can first choose if we want to deny or allow by default all attempts to override the variables. And we can define allow list in this case. So let's say we want to have SAST disabled variable in the allow list. So we will deny any overrides except SAST disabled. And now when we configure this, we merge the change. We will test it by running a pipeline in the project. And in this test, we can try to bypass or override some of the variables. So if we want to, let's say, override policy variable, or SAST disabled, we can set it to true, which should be allowed, and we can try to disable also secret detection, which shouldn't be allowed. Now if we run new pipeline, we can see that the SAST indeed didn't run because it was allowed to be disabled. But secret detection job ran. If we look at the policy job, we can see that we still have the original value from the policy, so our override was not successful. And for the project job, there is just a from project because we didn't override it. We also extended the logs, so we can have better observability of the policy jobs. So for any policy job that runs via pipeline execution policies, we are including these additional lines. So we can see which policy triggered the job and what was the configuration of the variable precedence. So in this case, all user-defined variables are ignored for this job except for SAST disabled. When we say user-defined CI/CD variables, we mean any variables that can come from the user that can potentially override the job, which means either variables defined in the instance settings, group settings, project settings, pipeline schedules, or run variables which we used in this example. Now we can define the other approach. So instead of denying all attempts, we can try allow. And for allow, we can supply a deny list. So in this case, we can go with the custom variable, and so we specify our policy var in the deny list, and everything else is open for customization. So in this test, let's merge it, and let's run a new pipeline. And we will specify again self-disabled, secret detection disabled, policy var. So now we expect that we will not see either SAST or secret detection job, which is the case, but we still shouldn't be able to override the policy variable here. So yeah, as we can see, we still have the value which is defined in the policy right here. Now we can use it also for the override policy. So if we go to the policy again and we go with override and slightly adapt our policy by including the project GitLab CI YAML, then we can have better control over the variables that are included from the project CI YAML by specifying them either in the deny list or allow list. So in this case, when we include the GitLab CI YAML, project variable becomes a policy variable. So by default, it was always enforced with the highest precedence. So project teams were not able to customize this value. With this new option, we can specify this in the allow list to basically allow the project teams to override it. So we can do it here. So we will go with deny everything, and then we'll go with project var, and we can update it. So we're changing to override, allowed, yeah, looks good. And let's run a new pipeline where I will again try to override every value. Policy var override project var. And now only the project variable should be overridden. So if we go to the policy job, we see the value from policy. If we go to the project job, we can see that this job was triggered by the policy, and it allowed the override value. And we can also see that secret detection and the SAST jobs were enforced. So yeah, this provides more flexibility and more observability with the new logs. Thanks.